Hi, in this video we're going to be looking at a higher GCSE maths topic involving vectors. So this is taken from a past paper and we are given DEF as a triangle. P is the midpoint of FD and Q is the midpoint of DE. And we've got some vectors given to us as well. So F to D is equal to A, so I'm just going to pop that on my diagram. F to D, so we're going this way, is A. And F to E is equal to B. Make sure your arrows are going in the right directions as well. So first vector to second vector, point to point. Use the vector method to prove that PQ is parallel to FE. So PQ would be here. Obviously this is not actually drawn on the diagram given to us, but they're the two that we're trying to prove are parallel. Now, for us to prove two lines are parallel, we have to demonstrate that basically they're vectors, one is a multiple of the other. So what we're going to do is find P to Q, and hopefully it will demonstrate to us that they are parallel to one another, and I'll show you how we explain that at the end. So F to P to Q. Now, I always think it's a good idea to look at your diagram and decide on the route that you're going to take and write that in terms of this notation here, and then we can work out the ones that we need to. So the route I'm going to do is P to D plus D to Q. That means I know that I need to find these two vectors and add them together so that I get P to Q. Now, P to D, we have been told that P is a midpoint on F to D. So P to D is just going to be equal to a half A. So that one's nice and straightforward. We then need to work out what D to Q is. Now that isn't as straightforward because we don't have a vector from D to E. So Q is halfway along as given to us here in saying it's the midpoint, but we don't know D to E. So what we need to do is find D to E first. So D to Q is going to be equal to a half of D to E. So we need to find D to E and then we can substitute it in. So D to E, we're going to use obviously the values that we've got. We're going to have to go basically the long way round. We're going to go D to F and then F to E. Now, because we're going the opposite direction of the arrow, it's going to be minus, put it here, minus A plus B. So when I put that into my equation that I have formed for the vector, D to Q is going to be a minus a half A plus a half B. Now I can put these all together by adding them as given up here, so that P to Q equals a half A, and then D to Q and then you can see here we've got a half A minus a half A, so that actually cancels each other out. So P to Q equals a half B. Now F to E is already given to us, is equal to B. So we can see here that one is a multiple of the other. So you just need to write that concluding sentence. Sometimes you will have to factorize something out to show that it's a multiple of the other, especially if it's got the A's and B's in it. But for this here, we don't need to. So we would just write at the end, P to Q is parallel to F because one is a multiple of the other. And make sure you do write the concluding sentence so that you get all of the marks.